Hey, hey, it's Christine Walsh. Welcome to Made for Money, the podcast made for women like you who know they're made for money. And I'm your host, financial coach for the past 10 years, accountant for the past 15-ish years, and previous Wall Street senior vice president turned ski bum and serial entrepreneur. I've seen a lot and I've heard a lot when it comes to money and women. This is season 2 of Made for Money. The first 13 episodes have been about my approach to money and my philosophy to money. It's an approach that's considered outside the box. It's innovative, it's thought-provoking, and it's thinking about money differently. Look, the game of money has changed, but for many of us women, our operating system and how we think about money and how we feel about money and how we act with our money hasn't kept up. And so this podcast is about changing that. This week on Made for Money, we're talking about money leaks. Oh yeah, I'm so excited for this because it's one of my favorite topics. And a heads up, I am coming to you from the Wild West lands of Nevada in our RV. So recording this on a beautiful evening here in Nevada. We're going to definitely check into what is quietly leaking out of your business and what to do about it. Because plugging money leaks, really, this is my happy place. Truly, this is my happy place. This is where I light up because when I get inside a client's business, I get to see some of the fastest ways for us to shift money energetically as well as practically. And a lot of times with money leaks, it's not about making more. It's about what's already being made and actually refining it. As you know, I talk a lot about cash flow. So we talk about what's coming in, what's going out. And all of us want more staying in our bank accounts. And so today we're going to walk through the top 5 places. I think there's probably lots of them, but we're going to start with the top 5 that I see money leaking in a woman's business. And I promise you, I'm sure that one of these is happening for you right now. So I will get into it with these top 5 places. And I want to be super clear, as always, with this money stuff, that there is no shame here. There is no judgment. There is discernment. There is clarity. There is empowerment. Because when those things come into play, there's more trust in ourselves. And when there's more trust in ourselves, there's more flow in all the ways. So every business has leaks, including mine. The difference is that we look for them here on Made for Money. We want to look for them. We want to plug them. We want to be in the awareness of them. And the way that we work through them quickest is without judgment and without fear, without shame. All right. So let's start with number 1, underpricing. Yes, I've talked about this before in lots of ways, and it's a big one. And this is a leak. I don't know if it's our women nature to not necessarily price well, or it's our industry where prices have been all over the place. I don't want, you could be saying, I don't want to be having people say no. I want to be liked so that I'll price in the way that I think that people will like me, or in lots of ways. We always like, oh, well, we'll do that at a different time. Like we could increase our revenue within our business within moments by just increasing the prices. So here you are delivering everything you got because you're service oriented and you want to support and create impact in your business. And perhaps you're over delivering, and in that is underpricing and the money, because the money doesn't match. And here's the truth. If your prices don't make you sort of antsy, they're probably too low, because your pricing should stretch you a little, just a little, not terrify you, but stretch you. So I want you to think about your pricing in your services, your products, your offers, and would it feel comfortable to move up 10%, 15% of where you are? And if it is a little uncomfortable, that's actually a good thing. And it is a invitation to do so. And if it doesn't, they're probably too low. So the thing here, and in the spirit of simplicity, is that you don't have to change everything overnight. You can raise prices as you go along. Maybe it's a certain date. I was just thinking, like, is it May 1st yet? No, this is being recorded in the week of April 20th. So you can raise prices this week. You can raise prices at the start of the month, at the start of the quarter, but do commit to yourself. So again, the money game is a lot about trust, and we build trust by committing to ourselves and doing the thing, even when it's a little scary. So that's number one, underpricing. Number two, money leak, invisible expenses. This is the death by 1,000 subscriptions. This one totally sneaks in. This is about the tools oh my God, everything's a subscription these days, right? So really taking a hard look at all your subscriptions that you have running through your business. And that would be a great way to look at that is just through your books, as they are up to date, I hope. If not, taking a look at your bank statement, check credit card statement, and see what's going through the business each month on a subscription cadence. And wherever you are looking at this, is sort of like the Marie Kondo way to look at this. Wherever you're saying, is this bringing me joy, this particular subscription, keep it. If it's not, you can let it go, decide to let it go. And maybe you do, one or two this month, and then you look at it again next month and make that same decision. I think it's such a great, easy way for us to create more flow in our business. This creates also more power, in making those decisions. None of them, this is the thing with subscriptions, and I think why it gets a little loose and leaky is because there's so many of them, and they're all like $19, $17, $21. And none of them feel big at any given moment, but you add them together, multiplication, and things start to matter more. Asking yourself, does this subscription make me money? Does this subscription save me time? Or does this subscription increase the quality of my business in a meaningful way? And if it's not one of those three things, the last one in the spirit of, does this thing bring me joy? Strike it. Let's strike it from the expenses. And get out your username, password, and cancel that subscription. Okay, good. All right, number three, money leak, cash flow timing. This one is my, me and cash flow. This one is sneaky, but also very powerful to address. And I see this so much when I think about women telling me they have a revenue problem. You probably don't have a revenue problem. You most likely have a cash flow timing problem. And that is about when money comes in and when money goes out, and the not marrying those with time. Like those things aren't talking to each other. So you want to be looking at, when might things be able to be timed differently? Maybe payroll schedules are timed differently. Maybe paying out mortgages, rents, subscriptions, credit card payments can be timed differently based on when money's coming in, generally speaking, throughout the month. When I look at people's cash flow forecast, and I then also talk to the person who's like, I don't feel like the revenue's coming in, and I match that with the cash flow, I can see the variance. I can see what the difference is. And so once I walk people through that cash flow timing, they all of a sudden start to see the money, and things start to move in different ways. Perspectives start to change. Ways, again, that we can do this are moving expense timing around. Some things can be changed, some things can't. I get that. But we can also, maybe we're doing billing quicker. Maybe we're doing it weekly instead of biweekly or monthly. Maybe we're shortening payment terms on our client agreements. Maybe we're creating payment plans instead of pay in fulls. Or maybe we have a mix of both. So we want to get money moving in a rhythm that supports the business. So that's why number three is this idea around money leaks is around cash flow timing. And so I could probably do a whole nother episode on just cash flow timing and that concept. Maybe I will. All right, number four, money leak. I'm going to say unprofitable offers, but what I really mean by that is a lot of unprofitable offers. There are offers in your ecosystem that may be loss leaders, and that's totally fine. However, looking at the profitability of every single offer. What's the revenue that comes in? What's the expenses associated with that? Creating a profit and loss on each of those offers to ensure profitability is great. And if you notice that one is not, what is the qualitative reason why that may not be profitable? And it may be something that can be profitable. It's just that it hasn't been looked at. So much about the money leaks is about awareness and taking the time to look at it. And it's one of those things where we almost have to pull the arrow back to move it forward, pull the bow back to move it forward. Because when we look at offers, they can easily start out as profitable on paper, and then in action, they actually become unprofitable. So the idea that, yes, this offer sells a bunch and we don't know if it's profitable may strike this money leak idea that needs to be plugged. So some offers are just expensive to run in many ways, right? Not just money and expenses, but time and energy and delivery. And so we need to really be looking at whether they're profitable. So a lot of times I'll take clients through this idea of the holographic approach to profitability and pricing, where we're looking at, yes, there's the logic, what's the numbers, but what's also the emotional aspect of it? What's the effort loaded perspective to look at? And what can your gut hold, right, in that? And so a lot of times more often than not, having more revenue come into our business is not about us running the numbers. It's really about how much we can hold in our business and in our money flow. So we still come back to that idea about profitability. And so many of these leaks flow into each other or weave into each other. So one great question around your offers, and if you have many of them, is to look at each offer and say, if I had to build my entire business around this offer, would it go? Would it be profitable? And if the answer is no, then that's the moment to take a look at each of those offers and services. All right. Money leak number 5. I just talked about this a couple of episodes ago. This is a big one, not paying yourself. And this is the one that gets me a little fired up because I hear people saying, I'm not paying myself, pay everyone else first, and I'm not paying myself. Well, make a decision and pay yourself first. And I think when I think about this, what women get caught up in most is that it has to be a set amount, and it doesn't, especially if your business has variable revenue. I would suggest a percentage of the revenue that comes in goes directly to you. That's all that needs to happen. And if there is a set amount that needs to go, like a hard and fast dollar amount that needs to go to you, then that needs to be built into the profitability matrix of the offer, number 4. So number 5, not paying yourself, and is definitely a leak, and it's a big one. And you're here listening to Made for Money because you're learning of ways to pay yourself more, and you're not looking to say, like, I'm what's left over. You go first. You lead this business first. You lead your money first, and you pay yourself first. You get to decide what you get paid, even if it is small to start. I remember in the beginning when I started my business, it was a small amount. And that's when I realized I have to do this on a percentage basis because the revenue was up and down month to month. So you start creating it in. And again, I did a podcast. I think it was the last one. So we're on episode 20. So that was 19 about paying yourself. So go check that out on some specific details on how to do that. So there you go. There's 5 ways, 5 places, 5 leaks. And you do not need to fix them all today. Don't start getting all head first and raring to go. Money does love speed, but money also likes precision. So I would just pick one. And this week, look at it, plug it, send me a message, and let me know, what questions you have, what came up for you, because I would love to know what money leaks are happening in your business. Maybe they're even outside of the 5 I just mentioned. Money comes from attention. And I want this space to be a place where you get some ideas, some tools, some education, some mindset shift, some energetic shift, right? Body shift around how money comes into a business and how to create money in any economy and on your terms. So the question is, where are you looking for your money leaks this week? What are one of those 5 things that you can do this week to plug or start to plug? Just like you would a leaky faucet in your house. You wouldn't let that run. So we don't want to let our money run either. That's it for this week. As always, thank you for being here. And if this episode landed for you, I bet all the money leaks in the world, there is another woman in your life who needs less money drama and more money power in her life. So I would love if you would share it. And remember, my friend, you were made for money, and money was made to run through women like you and not in leaky ways. Until next week, bye for now.